Alright, so this thing is gonna start and it's gonna have, uh, well, this is the title slide. The actual title of the show itself would be Delhide, but this is the title slide for the current episode, which would be Gender Confusion. And inside of it, you'll have the thing. I'm probably gonna change this bit. Um, this is the first scene you see, and it's Adele is staring intensely at a parrot in her hand for no apparent reason. And the parrot gets startled, and there's a shadow that's cast over Adele, and she looks behind her. And it's Nazi, and he's just generally tall and frightening. Um, and to show how tall and frightening he is, hold on, let me go get... That's wrong. Here's how tall and frightening Nazi is. That's a thing I'll just like ignore it. And he says, "Hello, humancy," which, you know, and the bird flies off. Adele looks behind her, and she's still kind of just looking at him for a moment, and her eyes go up and down. And then she turns, and she kind of smiles really wide and nervous, and she says, "Oh, you must be looking for my dad, the ambassador." And she just kind of sits there. She looks kind of awkward, and then all of a sudden, Afanasi just leaps in, and he's hissing, and he seems extremely offended. And aliens hiss, as in case you didn't know. And then Rurik, swoops in from the side, and he's going, "Afanasi, Afanasi. Humans bare their teeth when they're being friendly." And Afanasi says, "Oh," and he does a slightly shrug. And Balthazar just pops up from behind Afanasi. "Oh, hi, Aaron." Balthazar looks up just from this direction. "Guess this is my kid, Aaron." Rick bows into the camera and says, "Hello, Miss Aaron." Adele goes, "Yes," and Balthazar leans in and says, "Actually, Aaron's a boy." "Right, a boy." And Rurik throws his head back. He's just generally frustrated while Afanasi's just in the background watching this nice little bird. And Rurik's, "Humans and their genders." Balthazar just looks down at Dell and he says, "Xylites have no concept of gender." Dell's like, "Really? Do you think that caused them any trouble?" And 3 hours ago, Rurik is pulling down Afanasi. They're in a prison cell. And he goes, "Afanasi, look." They're also speaking those off, but they'll have subtitles. "Humans have these things called gender, and they get very offended if you get them wrong. My copy of Xylat's Guide to Earth said something about it, but I didn't pay attention because I didn't think I'd ever actually go to Earth. They base it on genitalia, but I can't remember which one belongs to which group." Half-Night says, "Does it really matter? They cover theirs." "Yes, but we don't cover ours, and they get very offended and oppress us if our genitalia don't match our gender. At least that's what the book said." "Then we should ask someone what we are." And he's really excited, and he was just really happy about it. Rurik gets impatient, and he says, "It's an uncomfortable question for them. Look, all I can remember from my lessons is that the ones without genitalia are the ones who are supposed to be intimidating." And Athanasi says, "You puff your chest when you want to be intimidating." "Yes." "So maybe the humans with weird chest bulges are what we are." "Athanasi, that's genius. We must be female." And Balthazar just appears on the other side of the bars, and he says, "Hi fellas, I'm Balthazar, your ambassador." And Rurik goes, "Well, female." And Balthazar's like, "Alright." And it comes back to current, and Balthazar says, "That's not important." And Adele's sitting there, and then Balthazar swoops in from the side and says, "Now, Adele, these ladies aren't like any aliens we've had before." I got the pronouns here wrong, hold on. "These two are the only two survivors of the attempted invasion on Earth today. The only reason the government is taking a chance on them is because they were slaves and probably forced to attack us." And Bird lands on Rurik's head, and Alphanos is still chasing the butterfly. "I've been assigned to keep them busy and happy until there's a ship to take them back to their home planet. I can't have you in the same house as them." And Adele says, "They don't look dangerous to me." And Balthazar's like, "But they are." Here's where the pronouns are wrong. Rurik is lifting a lavender to offer the bird that's landed on his head. Balthazar says the white one could kill an entire group of people with a flick of her wrist, and heal armies with her dark magic. Alphanas is going, "Friend the bird, come here, friend the bird," and he's still chasing the butterfly. Balthazar says, still off screen, "The big one killed 6 people this morning, tore them apart with her sheer strength. So I'd buy you a bus ticket. You'll be staying with the Jacksons until this whole thing blows over." Balthazar stands back up. Adele walks in his direction slightly, and she goes, "Dad, are you crazy?" aliens invading Earth are staying at our house. You want me to leave? It's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. And Afanasi leans in with a butterfly on his face. Balthazar, he's looking at Rook, who's walking on screen, says, I don't know, Aaron. Oh, Rook's also eating the lavender. I don't know, Aaron. These ladies are really dangerous. And Del goes and the butterfly flies off of Afanasi's face, and he looks rather offended at the butterfly. And Adele Hyde starts rubbing Afanasi's fur, and he's like, Dad, feel a softer fur. It's just like a condensed kitten. Balthazar's like, so it's also purr if you pet them and have like a kind of a cat purring noise. And he goes, Aw, Aaron, what am I saying? There's no way these little guys can do you any harm. Of course he can stay. And Rurik gets really offended, and he just kind of opens his eyes and goes, I'll vaporize you. And Balthazar ignores it, and he's just like, come on, guys, it's time for dinner. I'm going to cut out dinner, just put time to go inside. Later, Rurik has a device in his hand. It looks kind of like a stopwatch. I'm going to call it a watch for now. And he begins fiddling with one of the hands of the watch. And Adele scoots closer to Rurik, who then stops fiddling with the watch, and there's a short silence, and Adele says, what's that? And it gets really dramatic, and Rurik starts, he sounds a little offended, and he goes, this is an ancient Silat device that determines the worthiness of one's soul, choosing then to draw out a pure potential or dooming it to be trapped inside and killing the body. And even if the judge is worthy to release an evil to match the good it sees, it has killed many kings, including mine. Can I see it? Alright. He hands her the watch, and Adele snatches it and goes back to her seat. Balthazar looks back with much distaste. Rurik responds with what? She can't open it without red magic, so unless she happens to be a relative of mine, there's no possible way she can... Tick. Yep. Ding! And a little light flashes up. It's supposed to be green. I forgot to color it in. And there's a noise. As the world is engulfed in pink and then fades to black and goes into this. And she has her two, I guess, right arms, and they slightly lower. And you can hear Balthazar Oscar and go, Aaron! Really, And then Balthazar change cameras. Balthazar leans in next to Adele Hyde. And he goes, Aaron, is that you? Are you alright? And Adele's like, yeah, it's me. I just fell on my chair, dummy. You also grew a few feet and hands. You're seeing this too? Rurik, you could have killed him. And Balthazar is back at being mad at Rurik. And Rurik's kind of flushed. He's like, I didn't know how, but he needs to be a royal to open it. He needs red magic. Unless it was a lie to keep commoners from fiddling with it. And Afanasi, he seems a little more concerned about other things, and he goes, where's the evil spirit? Adele goes, am I the evil one? I'm the evil one. Everybody just ignores Adele, and Rurik goes, I don't know, it's all legend. There might not even be an evil spirit. My entire family's been killed by that thing at some point, every single royal down to me, and I've never seen anyone actually deemed worthy. Balthazar just looks at him and goes, royalty? You said you were a slave. Oh, in a loose definition of the term, I wasn't a forced laborer like Afanasi, but I was a forced breather because of the airline was dying out. So it really depends on how you translate the word Sailor-libo, and I knew your humans would just spare me if I said slave. Balthazar, he's just really offended. He goes, because of you, Aaron could have died. And Dell's like, Dad, I'm fine. You're overreacting. What if I have superpowers? Like, why don't we go walk outside for a while? Balthazar's like, you're going to the Jacksons. And Dell's like this. And everyone leaves the house. It goes outside. There's a house. That's supposed to be Afanasi's face, but it kind of got blibbled. And Adele goes, well, I don't need to use my legs, so that's cool. Bet I could go really fast. Hey, Affy, race me. Afanasi goes, I have jump faster than you. And Adele goes, alright, 1, 2, go. And they run off into the distance. Balthazar is just watching them, and then looks at Rurik. And Rurik, he's really guilty about the whole thing, to be honest. And he looks at Balthazar and then waddles up next to him and goes, I swear, I didn't know she could use it. I'm so sorry. And Balthazar's like, and you lied about being a slave. And he's like, if it makes it right, I'll be one. I'll live in your shed and I'll clean and cook. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I'll be your servant forever if it makes for lying and almost killing your son. Balthazar's like, and he goes, please, I'm so sorry. Balthazar goes, you just don't want to go back to your barren planet because you'll starve to death. And Rick slides off screen. He gets really upset and really dramatic. And off screen, Rick goes, I'll go back and starve to death. That'll make up for it. I lost a kid too. The human soldiers killed him. And he's laying on the ground, or sitting on the ground rather. And Balthazar goes, sits with him. And he says, I'm the one who needs to be sorry, Rick. I overreacted. Like Aaron said, you being starved to death won't make it up. He's like, I'm overprotective of Aaron. I get scared because I already lost son and wife, and Aaron's all I have left. I don't even let him play sports. And let's go inside and fix your face paint while Afanasi and Aaron are running around. His face paint's got smeared from crying. And it cuts to Adele and Afanasi. Adele's already at the top of the hill. Afanasi's walking up. Adele looks back and goes, oh, why, you're walking? And Afa goes, I got tired. Anyway, the view is great from up here. So, why are you twice the size of Rick? Are you really tall or is she really short? A different species usually. She caves that I am rules that also Rick short. My question time. A boy is Aaron or a girl? The man say boy, but you look like you say no. And he say boy. Well, I mean, there's more just boy and girl. They're just the more common ones. I'm actually a girl, but everyone thinks I'm a boy. Even my dad thinks I'm a boy because I look like one. Why haven't you told him he's wrong? I know you'll be fine with it, but he's an ambassador. He represents the entire human race, and I'm nothing but the world's most popular joke. A boy pretending to be a girl. And Afanasi pats her head and he's like, Aaron is much more than joke. Aaron is person. We can go tell him now. No, I mean, let's see what he's doing first. He might be busy. And Rose like just suddenly appears when she says that and is floating above Dell's hands. And Dell's like, whoa, Afi, look at this. And her mood changes entirely. Does it do anything? Adele scatters the petals and they go everywhere. What did that do? I have no idea. It's pretty, but not dangerous. I give it a 4 out of 10. Wait, Afanasi, look. And it shows a little scene in the petal, like she can see through the petals. And she shakes it and it changes views. She goes, I can see through the petals. I can use this to spy on people. 10 out of 10. And Adele shakes it a few more times and then stops. Oh, cool. This one went through Dad's window. I guess he and Rick went inside. I think Dad's fixing Rick's face paint. Good to see these, friends. That's like the Xylite equivalent of kissing, right? I don't know humans. I'm gonna guess from Rick's expression that wasn't the equivalent of kissing with you guys. Let's just go back home. Can you be human, Aaron? Right, Dad'll just get angry at Rick again if I look like this. And she goes bright pink for a moment and then falls because Adele's soul form is much taller than Adele herself. And then it cuts to a camera that's kind of looking at Balthazar's house, but also at the sky, and it fades to and then it fades into the night sky. And it goes to Adele's room. Afanasi's laying on a couple of comforters that have been laid out. Adele's squatted on her bed because he doesn't want to go to sleep yet. And Adele's like, so you slept on cave floors on your home planet? Yes. Cool. Human days short. I not damn sleeps. You know, I have a copy of the Ambassador's Guide to Xylots. We can learn about each other's cultures while we can't sleep. Afanasi looks happy but also sad when he looks over and he goes, I not can read. Adele goes, the book reads itself. The book goes, Ambassador's Guide to Xylots. Select article. Search Xylot licking. And then she turns to Afanasi and says, this will answer the question from earlier. Last edited to 2808. Previously thought to be the equivalent of kissing a lick from a Xylot is generally very platonic. Some cultures of Xylot, including the Nosloaf, may have even had a closed-mouth kiss on the lips as a platonic way of showing support. However, any other kind of kissing anywhere else is considered highly romantic or sexual by most Xylots. Hold on.